In this video, we will look at what is Delta Force for those that don't know and answer the question whether you should be playing it, especially if you're a Tarkov player. To start with, Delta Force will have 3 modes upon release, with 2 of them being available right now during the open beta. The 3 being the Campaign, Havoc Warfare, and Tactical Turmoil. The last 2 being the only ones you can play currently. The purpose of this video is not to say one game is better than the other, but I am merely stating my objective opinions after playing the first and now this playtest for someone that wants to get into extraction shooters but does not want to climb the massive wall that is the learning curve of Tarkov. This will be the game for you. Stay to the end to see the reasoning behind this bold claim. We will focus mostly on the Tactical Turmoil mode in this video, but I will briefly mention what Havoc is. You can imagine it as a battlefield-like mode where it's large team battles for the most part with vehicles. A great way to test out weapons and warm up for Turmoil, much like you can do with Tarkov Arena. I will add that for me it's more fun to play Havoc than Arena for a warm up. The 3 points I intend to focus on is the UI, the grind, and the gameplay overall for the sake of this video and time. Firstly, the UI will show you a breakdown of how certain attachments affect the gun you are modifying, so you can learn what is best for your specific goals in mind, without having to do complicated thinking like you do with Tarkov's current gun modding process and hidden parts stats. Aside from that feature, the modding, building your kit is the same process as in Tarkov, just with a different skin. Again, the UI shines in Delta Force as it makes choosing specific gear much easier to understand in terms of protection, penalty costs, and much more. And this will come into play into my other 2 points later in the video. When it comes to traders and your hideout, Delta does do well in terms of presentation. Now for both Tarkov and Delta, you need resources and levels to progress in both your hideout and for the traders. So that is the same regardless. What I mean is that the presentation of that grind does not feel so heavy in Delta as compared to Tarkov for a few reasons. The hideout upgrades only require a handful of items early on, and you unlock the auction house at level 2. After doing just one mission, you can start leveling up your hideout right away, and then dive into leveling up the rest. Missions to level up the traders are basic, but not super annoying to complete so far, such as needing a shotgun and a specific setup to kill players to advance in a quest line. Now the reason you stuck around to now is to know the answer to the question, does the gameplay suck or not, and is it right for me? That really depends on the player, so I will give my personal take here. Tarkov, I love how realistic it is, and even when this game is fully released, I will still be dropping to Russia to complete one task or another. However, with the realism, it can be very time consuming in terms of learning everything Tarkov forces you to learn in order to be able to navigate through the game, such as specific bullet ballistics to detailed map knowledge. Delta, on the other hand, had it more like an arcade version of Tarkov, which makes that wall that I mentioned earlier on players much easier to overcome for someone that hasn't played extraction shooters a lot but wants to try. Ammo is simplified based on level 1 through 6, with the latter being the best. And while you're in raid, you have access to a map at all times that updates in real time based on the raid and what other players are doing in that raid. Each operator in Delta Force has certain playstyles, which give you abilities which are far from realistic but help make the gameplay variable and keep your raids fresh, as you can always switch operators before a raid without it resetting your stash or progress. This is great since the maps are more interactive than in Tarkov, for example, as certain operators can gain access to areas that others cannot, by cutting a chain link fence to create a new entryway, or taking on a spur-of-the-moment quest that just happens to pop up nearby. For the sake of time, I can't go into every single detail, otherwise this would be a massively long video, but I will end with this. I think this is like Tarkov, but with some heavy training wheels, which I think is great for Tarkov actually. My hope is that once a player gets a taste of the thrill of an extraction shooter by starting with this, they will want to try Tarkov for that extra level of difficulty. It doesn't have to be one or the other, but I think both have their respective purposes. If there's something you want to know more of specifically about Delta, let me know in the comments and I just might make a video on it.